Greetings gamers, SirG is here, and I want to introduce a fun game that I've been playing about winning the presidency that is pleasantly apolitical. In this idealized world, viewpoints don't matter or the polarization found across the country, only the amount of cash you have to invest. That's right, Republican candidates can win California and Democrats can win Texas. It all comes down to the money. The TwoSeventy is available on iOS, Android, or Steam for PC. The type of game this is a investment game where you are kind of like Risk trying to take over different states within the country. The multiple players are running for president, and it's a 2 to 5 player game, and the one who can invest the most campaign funds into a state will win that state's vote. And then whoever wins the most electoral votes from all the states across the country wins the presidency. It's a turn-based game where each player invests blindly into the states they want, not knowing what the other players are going to do. And then once everybody is locked in their turn, it all gets revealed and we see who comes out where for each state. Once you start playing, I recommend the 5-minute timer to start until you figure out how the game works, but then go to a 3-minute timer just to make it quicker. So each turn you get $250,000 to spend across the country. Each state has its own amount it costs that's supposed to be similar to what it is in real life to campaign in that state. So you move 1 rung or 2 rung or 3 blocks within that state's campaign amount. And if you can reach all the way to 10, you then lock in that state. It becomes yours and nobody else can touch it. Now the strategic part of the game is trying to get bonus funds each turn through the national groups or the state groups. National groups are ones that you spend money towards, and then once you reach a certain threshold, so many bars of investment, then each turn they will contribute to your campaign. State groups are similar, except you're investing in states that are all part of a group of interest. And if you spend over half the funds needed in a group's states, then they will start to contribute towards your campaign. So for instance, if I spend in Big Conservative, and once I hit this threshold of 4, then they will start giving me $50,000 each turn. States, if I can get these 3 states for swing, Florida, North Carolina, and Pennsylvania, I've then done over half of the total group's cost, so now they start giving me swing state bonus. The wrestling that occurs within the game is when 2 players want the same state, so they both invest, and then they're trying to steal it from each other, and whoever has the most campaign contributions into a state is the one who currently gets all the bonuses for that state. A state is only ever secure when you spend all 10 bars and lock it in. Then no other investments can be made by opponents. How do you win this game? As the name suggests, you win once you have at least 270 votes during a ballot round. So once all the states have had somebody campaign in them, so that each belongs to somebody, even if it's just one little bar, and once 100 electoral votes have been maxed out and locked in, meaning that entire state, so that there's a check mark for your player, only then will a ballot start. And if you're playing in a multiplayer game of more than 2 people, then it'll knock out the lowest person and so on until somebody has reached 270 votes. Another fun layer of the game is the candidates. So while anybody can win any state, there is the politics, the preferences of each candidate and who they appeal to the most. So for instance, most Republican candidates in the game are going to do well in Texas because they support the oil economy. So if they can get the oil bonus for themselves based on their bonuses, they will get more money from that state group. Whereas most Democrats would do well in New England area because of all the town and gown college states up there and the support that they get from there. So if they invest in that state group, then they will get a bigger bonus. So what is there to do here? So the gameplay is always the same. It's always just a fresh, here's the country, here are the candidates, see who can win by investing. You can play against the computer, you can play on the same phone versus other people, or you can play online, which is where the most fun is, in my opinion. They also run tournaments every couple months that have real money as prizes. So if you do well in the game, you can win money from the game. I actually have already won a $25 gift card by placing 5th in one of their tournaments, and then they were generous to the top 10 players. So for getting 8th, I got 2 free candidates. The game is a lot of fun, and it's even more fun knowing that you can win real prizes. But what's the point in playing? What draws you in? What's fun to me is trying to predict what your opponents are going to do, working to lock in the state groups, and it's a different match every game, and if you have a worthy opponent, it can be a lot of fun. The online play and the tournament play are the main draws of the game. Also playing with each different character to figure out which strategy is best on their path to the presidency can be really exciting too. And as an added bonus, you'll finally learn where all the states are. I finally learned where Idaho is. This game is great for learning geography. So what's the replayability and what's the end game versus the beginning game look like? Well, because the game's fresh each time you play, there's no consequences whether you win or lose a match. So really whatever you want to play in the game is however much time is needed. The time investment for the game is about a 15 to 20 minute for each 2-player match, and a multiplayer game tends to be 30 to 45 minutes. The game is free to play with no ads too. So that's a very nice bonus. The way they make their money is you can buy a $4 character candidate or have a monthly subscription of $6.50 for the use of all the candidates they've added to the game. There is also a hard AI mode and a primary mode, but I don't recommend either of those. If you are considering spending, what I recommend you do first is play the game for a little bit with the free candidates, get a feel for it and whether you like it, and then pick out your single favorite politician that they have to offer, buy them, and play with them. So what are the developers like? This is their only game that I know of, and they have a Facebook group as their main way to communicate with the players, not in-game messaging, and this is where you want to go to get all your 270 news from. When you first open up the game, there'll be a little join the community Facebook button, and that's where you want to go to learn what's happening with the game. From the Facebook group, they will announce new candidates, when the next tournament is going to be, and what they're currently working on bringing to the game. If you have an issue, the feedback button is the best way to get their attention. It lets you email them, and they're pretty quick to respond. But overall, the developers have been pretty good in their communication. The community is found in the Facebook group, and there are a bunch of pretty fun players in there willing to join games, start games with you, give tips, share what their big accomplishments have been. Recently, a few have gotten together to start making their own fan tournaments. So these are unofficial, not in the game, but just orchestrating tournaments among people in the Facebook group without any prizes. But they are very fun and a strong recent development to the game. I encourage everyone to try it, even if you're very new. It's okay to lose, and it has opened the game up to being streamed, which is entertaining in its own right, because you're having these 2 finalists play. You know they're competitive and high quality players. You can learn a lot from it, and it makes for a very enjoyable watch. And of course, you can join my Discord to chat about the game and ask questions as well. Lastly, what are some gripes and issues I have with the game? One would be that there is no way of earning characters. What you have at the start is all that you have. The same free candidates, there's no way to earn them, only to spend to buy them. It'd be nice if they had something where after a certain amount of wins, like 100, or after you've played with a certain party, you can get a bonus candidate or something, but there's nothing like that. No achievements. The day 1 player is exactly the same as a day 100 player. There are a lot of bugs and glitches, so keep an eye out for them. When trying to join a game, it'll just disconnect for no reason, or sometimes the maps get out of sync where it doesn't show what one player has invested and it'll just say it's 0 for that turn. As well as having to pay to get any new characters, you have to pay for any new content they work on. So even when they recently came out with a hard mode to the computer for single player, you had to spend $2 just to get the option to play with hard opponents, which that's unheard of to me, and very trivial way to make money. In conclusion, overall this is a very fun strategic game that can be enjoyed by new players and veterans equally. I highly recommend you give it a shot. It also lets you know how the electoral system works, and perhaps how you could one day become president yourself. I'm Sir Georges. God bless. I hope to see you in the lobby sometime.